If you are the victim of a shooting, a robbery, or any priority one call where someone's life is in danger, it'll take CSPD nearly 12 minutes to get to you from the time you call 911. Sounds like a long time, but that is actually better than it was. So we spent some time with an officer on patrol to better understand why response times are what they are, how they've improved, and the department's plan to get them even lower. It's a story you'll see only on KRDO.
Out of the way, dude. Come on.
It's not always lights and sirens or speeding through intersections, but 16-year officer John Koch doesn't get many breaks.
Hello.
Over the course of several hours,
Yeah, 190.
we watched him respond to call
Police department.
after call after call.
He didn't threaten anybody.
Right now, CSPD has 271 officers patrolling the streets, but only a fraction of them are on duty at any given moment. 54 cadets graduated the academy in January, and that recent push to pin more badges on uniforms is what the department credits for its lower response times. In 2016, the average response for a priority one call in all four divisions was 13 minutes 58 seconds. So far in 2018, it's 11 minutes 50 seconds, a reduction of 2 full minutes with all divisions either equal or better.
And if we're able to be there 20, 30, 40 seconds faster, a minute faster, that's a very good thing for public safety, and that's going in the direction that we want to go.
The department's goal for priority one calls, 8 minutes. That's 3 minutes and 50 seconds faster. CSPD will add 120 officers over 5 years to try to meet that goal.
We're not where we want to be, and that's why we're adding 120 bodies.
Unfortunately, response times to less urgent calls have gotten worse. In 2016, priority 2 calls would average 27 minutes 4 seconds. Now it's 27:38. Priority 3 calls have increased from 81 minutes to 88 minutes. Now, if every call was simply to show up, make sure everyone was okay, and move on, officers could move down that list a lot faster. But as we found out in our time on patrol, that's not how it works. In fact, some of the most basic calls can actually tie up officers for hours. And this particular call
You're talking about the Dana Point one?
is a perfect example. A terrified 8-year-old boy leaves home with his puppy, claiming his intoxicated father threatened to hurt the dog. Someone saw him wandering in the dark and took him to this fire station. He says he just wants to go back to his mom's house.
What's he do that's mean?
Sergeant Koch checks him out, waits for his mom to pick him up, and then it's off to Dad's house.
Colorado Springs Police Department, can you come down and speak with us?
Say what?
Will you come down and speak with us? It's Colorado Springs Police Department.
Go ahead and sit down, sir.
The father is cited for misdemeanor child abuse. It wasn't a fatal wreck or a deadly shooting, but it still took hours to address.
By the time we get done doing what we need to do with Dad, it'll be close to 11, and the officer will have another hour and a half worth of paperwork to do. And that's 3.5 hours for one officer, 2.5 for me.
But that's the time required to make sure every case of neglect, every traffic stop, every arrest on an outstanding warrant is properly handled and documented.
Just to be clear, oftentimes when a priority one call comes in, there may be an officer 2 or 3 minutes away. However, almost every officer is responding to some type of call at all times, so the closest available officer may be 12 minutes away, and that's why the response times are what they are. Tomorrow at 10, we'll break down how CSPD classifies calls, priority 1 through 6, which is important for you to understand, so when you call for help, your call gets the attention it deserves.